On the surface, it appears Notre Dame has another quarterback competition on its hands this offseason. That would mark the third time in 3 years. But just as it was evident, Wisconsin graduate transfer Jack Cohn was going to beat out then sophomore Drew Pyne in 2021, and it became clear Tyler Buchner was going to beat out Pyne a year later in 2022, it's safe to swap that pencil for a pen and write in Sam Hartman's name as Notre Dame's starter in 2023. Hartman arrives in South Bend as a 23-year-old graduate transfer from Wake Forest, where he threw 110 touchdown passes to break the ACC's all-time record for touchdown passes by a quarterback. He started 45 games there and held a record of 28-17. Pyne started 10 games for Notre Dame in 2022 and completed 64.6% of his passes with 22 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, but he entered the transfer portal and is going to play his next year of college football at Arizona State. That leaves Hartman and Buchner as Notre Dame's top two options at quarterback in 2023. The former has much more experience than the latter, who has only started 3 games, all of which came last fall. Buchner completed 55.4% of his passes for 651 yards with 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. 3 of those touchdowns and 3 of those interceptions came in Notre Dame's 45-38 victory over South Carolina in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Buchner was returning from shoulder surgery from an injury that he sustained in week 2 of the season in a loss to Marshall. Buchner's injury opened the door for Pyne to make his first 10 career starts, and it might have opened the door for Hartman to come in and start right away for Notre Dame in 2023. Hartman has had injury history of his own, including a blood clot that held him out of the 2022 season opener for Wake Forest, but he played all 12 games thereafter and put up some really high numbers. Hartman completed a career-best 63.1% of his passes for 3,701 yards with 38 touchdowns and 12 interceptions in 2022 alone. Hartman led the FBS in 2 critical passing categories Notre Dame wants to get the most out of him in 2023. His 12.8 yards of average throw depth led the FBS, as did his 2,657 air yards. It was a struggle for the Fighting Irish offense to take shots downfield, both with Buchner and Pyne at quarterback. With Hartman coming into the fold, it should be much easier for the Irish to take shots downfield, even if it means having to pair with a new offensive coordinator in Jared Parker, who only has 2 years of OC experience at the college level at West Virginia in 2020 and 2021. Hartman didn't transfer to Notre Dame just to team up with Tommy Rees, Notre Dame's former offensive coordinator, who is headed to Alabama. He went to Notre Dame to become the quarterback at one of the most prestigious institutions and one of the most renowned college football programs in the sport's history. He can do that with anybody as the offensive coordinator. That said, it'll be paramount this spring, over the summer, and into the fall for Hartman and Parker to generate a cohesion and chemistry that will allow them to succeed on the field. Buchner is not an afterthought in this Notre Dame offense. Neither is rising sophomore Steve Angeli or incoming true freshman Kenny Minchey. All 3 of those could play important roles for Notre Dame in the future. But right now, all eyes are on Hartman and what he can do for the Fighting Irish this fall. At his best, he could make Notre Dame a college football playoff contender. If he doesn't live up to expectations, the Irish could have another rocky season. They went 8-4 last year in Marcus Freeman's first full year as the head coach. Freeman made a move to pull in one of the most enticing quarterback options in the transfer portal this offseason to better that record and to make Notre Dame a force in the postseason once again. Now it's up to Hartman to show that he wasn't just a system quarterback who benefited from Wake Forest's slow mesh scheme to throw the ball downfield and spread the ball to a variety of different targets. If he can get the job done at Notre Dame, he should turn himself into an NFL draft prospect in 2024. Between now and then, Notre Dame is looking for a lot of production, a lot of points, and subsequently, a lot of wins because of Hartman's play on the field.